Hello children, in this video we are going to see about uh, mensuration and what is meant by birth control measures and some of the methods which follow to control the birth. First one is mensuration. So what is meant by mensuration? It is the loss of blood mucus along with the unfertilized ovum and the ruptured cells and tissues of the endometrium through the vagina of the female. So we have seen in the last video, female will produce every month unfertilized ovum. Yes, so if it get fertilized, it will form a zygote or embryo. So if there is an unfertilized ovum, it will be released out in the form of blood or mucus, and remaining the ruptured cells and the tissues of endometrium, which is helpful for the formation of embryo, will be released out when there is an unfertilization. Okay, so that process is called as mensuration, which will be released through the vagina of the female. Okay, so mensuration means it is the loss of blood, mucus along with the unfertilized ovum and the ruptured cells, tissues of endometrium through the vagina of the female. So this is a 28-day cycle which occurs in every reproductively active female. So after puberty, so from the puberty, once they occur the puberty stage, it is the 28-day cycle. Okay, so menstruation is a 28-day cycle which occurs in every reproductively active female. The flow of blood continues for 2 to 8 days. So I have told that there is a loss of blood because of the release of unfertilized ovum and ruptured cells and tissues of endometrium through the vagina of the female, isn't it? So it will be result for 2 to 8 days. Okay, so the flow of blood continues for 2 to 8 days. If the ovum does not get fertilized, then the endometrium starts logging off. Endometrium will help the embryo to develop. Yes, so here ovum is not fertilized means the endometrium start to slogging off and there will be a loss of blood and mucus through the vagina. In case the ovum gets fertilized, so if the ovum get fertilized, so if there is unfertilization or if the ovum is not get fertilized only, there will be a loss of blood. Yes, but in the case of ovum get fertilized, endometrium becomes thickened and spongy for nourishing the embryo. So I have told that endometrium will help for the development of embryo. Yes, so once the ovum get fertilized, what will happen? Endometrium becomes thick and spongy for nourishing the embryo. Hence, during this stage, that means when the ovum get fertilized, menstruation does not occur. So, a lady with a developing embryo in her womb is termed as pregnant. So, if there is no loss of blood and the ovum get fertilized, it result in the development of embryo. So, the lady with a developing embryo in her womb is termed as pregnant. The beginning of menstruation at puberty is known as menarche. Okay, so the once the female get attained puberty, there will be a menstruation. Yes, so the starting stage of menstruation is called as menarche. And At the age of 45 to 50 years of female, there will be a stoppage of menstruation. Okay, so after once the female attain the age of 45 to 55 years, the menstruation cycle will stop. Okay, so that stage is called as menopause. Okay, so the beginning of menstruation at puberty is known as menarche, and the stoppage of menstruation when the woman is 45 to 50 years of age is called as menopause. Now, due to the sexual contact between the male and female, there is a cause of some disease which is called the sexually transmitted disease. Okay, so due to the intercourse of male and female, sometimes there is a possibility of transmission of disease which is called a sexually transmitted disease. So what is meant by sexually transmitted disease? A number of diseases will occur as a result of sexual intercourse if one of the partner is infected sexually transmitted disease. So sexually transmitted disease is also called as STDs. Okay, so sexually transmitted disease, STDs. Okay, so here if one of the, so there is a contact between two partners, yes, male and female. So if one of the partner is affected by the sexually transmitted disease, it will be transmitted to the other partner through the particular person. Okay, so it is called as sexually transmitted disease. So example for sexually transmitted diseases, they can be caused, so the infected sexually transmitted disease can be caused by bacteria. Example for the bacterial disease is syphilis, gonorrhea, and it is also caused by virus such as HIV, AIDS. So HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus which will cause acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is called as AIDS. So nowadays you are all well known about AIDS. Yes? So most of the persons affected with AIDS. So this is one of the example for sexually transmitted disease which is caused by a virus. Then warts also one of the example for the sexually transmitted disease. Okay, so the disease which is caused by bacteria, example syphilis, gonorrhea, and the disease which is caused by virus is HIV. That is caused the HIV virus will cause the AIDS, then warts, etc. So how we can avoid these sexually transmitted disease? So I have told that due to the when there is an intercourse between the two partners, which will result in sexually transmitted diseases. So if one of the partner is infected, it will transmit it to the other partner. So how we can avoid the transmission of this disease? It can be avoided by using birth control measures such as wearing a condom during the sexual act. Okay, so if the person is affected by sexually transmitted disease, they can use a condom during the sexual act to avoid the transmission of such diseases. So now we are going to see some of the birth control measures which we can use for avoiding the transmission of sexually transmitted disease. And to control the population of country also it can be used. Okay, so there are three methods. They can be mechanical, chemical, and surgical. Okay, so mechanical method is there, chemical method, and surgical method is there. So first we can see about mechanical methods. So mechanical methods are used to prevent the passage of semen to the fallopian tube. So when the semen come to contact with the ovum, it result in the development of fetus. Yes? So in mechanical method, they will prevent the passage of semen to the fallopian tube. So for this method, they will use condoms. Okay, so condoms are thin rubber tubes which is worn over the penis before sexual intercourse. So before sexual intercourse, they will wear condom which is a thin rubber tube. So the semen get collected in this condom and it is not discharged into the vagina of the female. Okay, so this is one of the method. This is one of the birth control measure which they are following in mechanical method. Okay, so the semen will be collected in the condom and it is not discharged into the vagina. So next method is diaphragm. So diaphragm, it is a thin rubber which is fixed over a flexible metal ring which is fitted over the cervix in a woman's body. So first one is that is fitted in the penis of the male. Here diaphragm, it is a thin rubber which is fixed over a flexible metal ring which is fitted over the cervix region of the woman's body by a doctor. Okay, so this is one of the mechanical birth control measure. Next, third method is intrauterine contraceptive device or loop. Okay, so intrauterine contraceptive device, which is also called as IUCD or loop. Okay, so in this method, what they will do, no? So this loop will be intrauterine contraceptive device will be inserted in the uterus and its insertion causes certain secretion which will prevent the implantation of the embryo in the uterine wall. So you know implantation means what? The fusion of ovum and the sperm result in the formation of embryo which will implant in the uterus, isn't it? So when this intrauterine contraceptive device is inserted in the uterus, its insertion will cause certain secretion which will prevent the implantation of the embryo in the uterine wall. Okay, so this is third method. So mechanical method we have seen by using condom and by using diaphragm. Then third method is intrauterine contraceptive device. Okay, in this both second and third method cause side effects. That is using diaphragm in woman's body and inserting intrauterine contraceptive device in woman's body will cause side effects. Next, second method is chemical method. By using some chemical means how they are following the birth control measures. So chemical method is use of spermicides. So spermicides means they are the strong sperm killing chemicals. Okay, you know the sperm and ovum fuse and it result in the formation of what? Embryo. Yes. So here what they are doing, these spermicides, they are using spermicides which will kill the sperm which is available in the form of cream, jellies, etc. So these spermicides will be is the chemical which is available in the form of cream or jellies which are injected into the vagina just before copulation. Okay, so before copulation they will inject these spermicides into the female body so that once the sperm enter into the vagina of the female body it will be killed. Okay, because by these chemicals. Okay, so spermicides are the strong sperm killing chemicals which is available in the form of creams, jellies, etc. which are injected into the vagina just before copulation. Now the second chemical method is oral contraceptive pills, that means tablet. So these are hormonal pills which will prevent ovulation but do not stop menstruation. Okay, so we know ovulation plays an important process in the fertilization. Yes, ovulation is the important process in the fertilization. So here what they will use some hormonal pills. So hormonal pills means you know tablets which will prevent ovulation but do not stop menstruation. Next, so these are the two chemical methods which is used by the human beings as a birth control measures. Okay, so what are they? First one is use of spermicides, then oral contraceptive pills. Then Now we can move to the surgical methods. So what are the surgical methods? Vasectomy. Okay, first one is called vasectomy. It involves cutting and ligating the vas deferens in males. So you know, vas deferens is the place where the sperm formation will occur. Yes, so in this what they will do, they will cut and ligate the so just they will cut and they will ligate the vas deferens in males, that is called vasectomy. Next method is tubectomy. So tubectomy, it involves cutting and ligating reproductive organs, that is the fallopian tubes in females. Okay, so what they will do here, they will cut and ligate the reproductive organ, that is fallopian tube. So fallopian tube is the tube through which the ovum with sperm will pass into the uterus as an embryo. Yes, so it is an important place where the embryo formation will occur. But here tubectomy surgical method, they will cut and ligate the reproductive organ, that is the fallopian tube in females. Next method is medical termination of pregnancy or abortions. Okay, so this is also called as abortion. So you know, some people used to do abortion. So what is that? Medical termination of pregnancy. If the baby is not grown properly, or due to some reasons, some human being used to do medical termination of pregnancy or abortion, which is carried out to eliminate the developing embryo. Okay, so after they come to know that there is a development of embryo, they eliminate the developing embryo. That process is called as medical termination of pregnancy or abortion. It is also called as MTP. This practice be misused to carry out female feticide, which involves the killing of female fetus. So this practice is misused by some human beings. If they come to know that the fetus which is inside the mother womb is female, they will follow this method, that is medical termination of pregnancy or abortion, to kill the female fetus inside the mother womb. So it should be avoided at all cost, as it disturbs the male female ratio in a population. Okay, so this method, that means killing of female fetus, it should be avoided at all cost, because it will disturb the female female ratio in a population. So I hope you have understand about the birth control measures and sexually transmitted disease. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Thank you, children.